Do you want to muscle up your public speaking skills, or maybe you want to pick up your fear of public speaking and throw it out the window? Well, maybe you should consider a public speaking boot camp. Today I'm going to show you 5 activities that you can do, one each and every day, to bulk up your public speaking skills, boost your confidence, and help you get rid of that fear of public speaking. Hi, I'm Ryan McLean. I'm from publicspeakingpower.com, where we empower people like you to become powerful and successful public speakers. So today I've got 5 different activities for you that should take about 5 to 10 minutes to complete, that you can do each and every day to start and grow your public speaking skills. There are public speaking boot camps that happen in person. I don't run any myself, but this is activities that you can do from the comfort and the privacy of your own home. If you want to make it more impactful and better for you, then get a couple of people and do these activities in a group. Because if you want to learn how to speak in public, it's always great to get up in front of people and to start speaking and get the feedback. Alright, so let's get straight into the activities and not waste any time. These activities are designed to be done one each and every day. So you don't have to do them all at once, just every morning, or maybe when you get home from work at night, practice these skills, do these activities, and you will see yourself progress as a public speaker. Activity number 1. Alright, we will need a phone or some sort of video camera for this. Most smartphones all take video these days, or even if you have a little digital camera, it can take some video and that should work fine. But the activity is to record yourself speaking non-stop for 5 minutes. And then we're going to listen to ourselves back a minimum of 5 times. So the activity itself should only take about 10 minutes. You got some setup and you got to speak, and then it's about listening and watching ourselves back. And the whole idea of this is to first get comfortable speaking in front of the camera, get comfortable speaking without stopping and without going, oh. And then secondly, it's to start to get used to seeing ourselves speak. Alright, so firstly, I need you to set up your camera. All you have to do, get your phone and just put it on a table. Doesn't matter if it's not a perfect shot or anything like that. Press record and start speaking. If you want a topic to speak about, then I've got a topic generator that I've linked to on the blog page or below this video in YouTube that you can use if you need a topic to get you started. But the idea is you press record and you film yourself for 5 minutes non-stop. So even if you make mistakes, even if you start a sentence and you get halfway through it and you don't know how to finish it, doesn't matter. Keep filming, keep recording, don't stop it. We're not editing here. Okay, so this is helping you to get used to making mistakes and to rolling with those mistakes, because so much of public speaking confidence comes around being able to make mistakes, but being able to fix those mistakes and actually turn them into a great presentation. When we've finished our video, what we're going to do is we're going to sit down, we're going to put some headphones in, because you don't want your family members or your friends to hear. We're going to put some headphones in and we're going to watch ourselves back. You can do it on your phone, or if you have to connect it to a computer, do that. But if we watch ourselves back, this does 2 things. Firstly, it helps get us over the sound of our own voice. Because when I hear my own voice, it's coming out of my mouth and going into my ears, but it's also going through my head and vibrating through my bone structure. I sound different through my own ears than you hearing me. So it's important for me, and it's important for you, to listen to yourself back, get used to the sound of your voice so you don't feel like you sound silly, because we need to get over that fear of sounding silly. And also, whenever we see ourselves in a mirror. Like, I've got a setup here, but I've got the mirror. And so when you see yourself in the mirror, it's always a reverse of what you're actually seeing in real life. It's never who you really are. It's a mirrored reflection of who you are. So by seeing yourself on camera, seeing yourself the right way around, it helps you to get used to the way that you look in front of a crowd, and so that you can get comfortable standing in front of people. So that's activity number 1 for day number 1. If you complete that activity, which is the most important activity that you complete in this whole set, if you don't do any, just do activity number 1, film yourself and watch yourself back, and you will see your confidence grow significantly. Day number 2 is to, create 4 different openings for the same speech. Now, I did a video podcast / article on the different openings that we can create for our speeches, and I will link to that for more details. But basically, we can open with a quote, we can open with a question, we can open with a factoid, or we can open with a story. There are other ways you can open your speech, but they are 4 effective ways to do it. And so what we're going to do in day number 2 is we're going to take a topic. Again, you can use our topic generator or you can make it up yourself. And the idea is to create 4 separate openings for that speech. So 1 is a quote, 1 open with a question, 1 open with a factoid, and then lastly open with a story. And so the whole idea here is that you want to get a message across when you're speaking in public. You want to get a message across when you're giving a presentation. Doesn't necessarily matter how you do that. So by practicing different public speaking introductions, we're actually training our mind to be able to communicate our message in different ways. And then what we'll do is eventually, if you practice this, you will find that you're either more effective at one way of opening, or for a particular topic, one opening is going to be better than another. So it will improve your speech, improve your speaking skills, and get that audience engagement that you need. All right, we're up to day number 3 now, and that's speaking for 5 minutes without saying or or you know, or I say okay, or so. There's a lot of different filler words that we use when we're speaking in public. This can tie in with day number 1 because you might need to film yourself to understand what words you're saying consistently over and over that you shouldn't be, and then you need to delete those. And so what we're going to do is, again, we'll get out our camera and we'll film ourselves because we need to be able to test whether we did it right, and we need to speak for 5 minutes non-stop again without saying or any other filler words. So what this means is if you're speaking, you're 2.5 minutes in and you say then you have to go back to the start and start again. So the whole idea with day number 3 is to train yourself to recognize the filler words that you use that you don't need to be using, and to replace them with pauses, because that is a more natural way to speak in front of a crowd. Alright, we're up to day number 4, and that is to be eccentric for 5 minutes. What we're going to do on day number 4 is we're going to step outside of our shell. I hate being Tony Robbins. I hate being super excited. It's not who I am. But every now and then I will practice being super excited and pumped up and woo! And so I will practice being eccentric. So we need to be eccentric in our voice. We need to talk louder, more excited. Try jumping up and down or running when you're giving your presentation. Use big hand gestures, things that you wouldn't usually do when giving a presentation. But we want to practice being eccentric because then we can scale that back. It's a lot easier to go big and then to scale back our gestures and our, hyperactivity than it is to start very conservative and then up our energy level. So we want to be super high energy, and then when we go into our presentation, we just drop it down a notch, rather than being really low energy and we've got to really get ourselves worked up for the presentation. So we need to get used to being super excited, super pumped up, super happy, even when we're not, because a presentation is all about delivering information, yes, but emotion as well. And so by being eccentric for 5 minutes, again, use your camera if you can, film yourself, watch yourself back, get used to watching yourself being crazy, and you will become a more confident public speaker because you know how you look and you're not embarrassed by how you look, even when you're being stupid. Alright, lastly, day number 5, the last day of boot camp, is to play the noun game for 5 minutes. So this can be done either in 2 ways. You can play the noun game for 1 minute each and do it 5 times over 5 minutes, or you can just play it once for 5 minutes. And so the whole idea of the noun game, again, I'm going to link to a noun generator to help you guys out with this, but we're going to randomly generate 2 nouns. So a noun is a thing. So a mechanic and a cat. Okay, they're 2 nouns. And so we're going to use this noun generator, and what we need to do is we need to create a story, or we need to create a speech about those 2 nouns, and we need to connect them together. So if it was mechanic and cat, like we said before, we would need to create a story about how the cat, interrupted the mechanic, or the mechanic went to sleep at night and the cat came and fixed the cars for him. I'm thinking off the top of my head, and truthfully, I need to do more practice at this game, because getting good at impromptu storytelling, getting good at creating links between 2 things that seem unrelated is a powerful gift when you're a public speaker. If you can take 2 concepts and somehow connect them together and relate them to each other, then it creates such a better understanding for the audience and gets your message across so much better. So by playing the noun game, which is one of my favorite games, you're going to become a better, more effective public speaker. You're going to be able to think on your feet. Because remember, going back to day number 1, I said one of the major confidence boosters for being a public speaker is being able to make mistakes and then being able to roll with those mistakes and keep your presentation going. One of the biggest fears of public speaking is the fear that we're going to stumble, we're going to fall, we're going to forget our words and not know what to say, and then we'll just stand there like a deer in the headlights and everyone will laugh at us or something. But if we understand that we know how to make mistakes, but we know how to overcome those mistakes and keep moving forward, then all those worries that you have about forgetting your lines, all those worries you have about being a deer in the headlights fade away, because we now know how to make up stuff and pull stories out of our ass. Okay, guys? So there you have 5 daily activities that you can do for a public speaking boot camp. And if you get to day 5 and you want to go again, then go again, because these activities we're constantly improving. I'm up to episode, number 22 of Public Speaking Power. I've got another website where I've done over 50 videos. So in total, I've done multiple hundreds of videos in my time, and I'm still practicing, still trying to improve every single day. So I'm Ryan McLean. If you want more podcasts, more videos, more articles like this one, then head over to publicspeakingpower.com and you can get access to all of it over there. If you like this video, then please click the like button below, or if you're listening to the podcast, then please subscribe in iTunes or leave us a 5-star rating. We would really, really appreciate it. It helps get this show out there and helps get more free content in the hands of you and your friends or colleagues or whatever. Anyway, I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.